Welcome to How to Build Jurassic Park San Diego by me, Sean Builds Parks. Thank you for being here. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as it keeps growing. It would be cool if we maintained that. So, Jurassic Park San Diego. Kind of limited as to the reference material. I was able to find two maps that seemed relatively close to each other, and they were close to the concept art that I found. There was one piece of concept art I didn't include. It really didn't offer that much, and everything looked really small, so I ended up not even worrying about that. So, a couple of things here before you start. When you choose the map, don't choose flattened. If you do, the arena goes away. So that's rubbish. And they lay out the paths already for you, most of them, which is cool. But as you can see, I am going through and changing them based on the way they look in the concept art. Made some of them wider. Totally personal preference. If you want to use all wide paths, all skinny paths, whatever. This is just how I chose to do it. So in regards to redoing the paths and the fences and all that kind of stuff, something I realized, I don't know if it's a problem on my end or if it's just the game in general, but even though everything appears to be pretty straight, it's not. The fences are one thing when you place them and then start dragging them. You can't always guarantee that it's going to be right on, but even some of the paths in here says they're straight, but I don't think they're totally right on. So that was kind of an issue that I had while building this. Trying to stay true to the concept art as much as possible. Well, concept art and maps. They stuck the T-Rex in a very small pen, about the same size as the Gallimimus enclosure. Depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to make it as accurate as possible, T-Rex has to be in a small enclosure, but that's what removing comfort and escapes is for, I guess. So the reason why I'm choosing to make all of these front enclosures bigger, obviously it takes up more of the map, makes it look more full, but in the event that you did want to turn the dinosaur comfort on or whatever, all of these enclosures are going to be big enough for all of the dinosaurs that you put in there. In the concept art, they show sauropods in the arena, and they don't specify if they're located in a different enclosure when they're not in the arena. So I always play with comfort off, and I put mine in the arena. Personal preference, again, do whatever you want. It's the beauty of this game. And I do realize that I could have put a parking lot in here of sorts, but I chose not to. I was content with just having the arrival helipad, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but a lot of things in this game don't. This building, if you look on the one map that has the legend, this building is supposed to be an infirmary, so naturally the first thought I had was the paleomedical facility. I placed it and I didn't like it, so I chose the slightly more modern looking visitor center, control center, as the main building. And I do apologize, there are a few things in here, like I'm putting these tabs down, but then I go and put them on the other side of the path, so just bear with me. Some of this was kind of on the fly, and it's not a perfect build, but I'm happy with it. I think it turned out really nice. If anybody is interested in doing more research on this park, JurassicPedia.com. They even admit the map that they provide, a lot of it, as far as buildings and dinosaur placement, it's all speculation. There is really not a whole lot of official material to go off of. So, in a way, that made this fun. Can play around a little bit, see what worked better. But all of the building designs, building placement, totally up to you if you want to do something different from what I do. There is something in the map legend. It is labeled as, I think, Camp Jurassic. Just based on this map and some of the limitations, there is not enough room, or there was not enough room for me to even try to play around and make something like a Camp Jurassic, so I believe I just chose the lab tour attraction, plop that down. It works. So one of the changes that I might make in part 2, by the end of this, you'll see I did not place any response facilities, medical centers, staff centers, any staff buildings. It looks like there might be some in some of the concept art. And the space right below the circle would be a perfect spot for them. I guess I'll just see when I start part 2, but while I'm on the topic of part 2, For those of you interested in building just the original Jurassic Park San Diego, part 1 is going to cover that. If you're familiar with this map, and you can kind of see it off to the side, there's a lot of extra space that the original park doesn't touch. So I've decided part 1, the actual original park, and part 2 is going to be just kind of a bonus, something I think is going to be cool. So just a heads up, it'll be a 2-parter, and part 2 is going to be something totally made up by me. Hopefully you guys like it. If not, sorry. So yeah, I'm not going to talk for the rest of the video. I feel like a lot of this is watch and see what happens. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you do, or if you don't, leave a comment. Again, if you're gonna click dislike, leave a comment. You know, tell me what you don't like so that I can see if it's something that I can improve or do differently. Again, likes, dislikes, comments, subscribe. All of it helps with the growth of the channel. So thank you for watching. I look forward to part 2. I'm pretty excited about it. And I will see you soon.